objection to the ex parte order. I'm assuming it was the 1/4/24 ex parte order, grants exclusive use of the marital home to the defendant, grants him attorney's fees, and that the plaintiff basically is not permitted to be in the home without written permission from Mr. Donaldson. I've read your motion. What do you wish to add briefly to it?
Are you asking?
Yeah, it's
myself?
your motion. Yeah, it's your motion.
Oh,
are you still in the house?
I am currently in the home, me and the children. Yes, sir.
Even though the orders have told you to get out?
Well, that says if I do not have permission, and I have permission to be in the home. I've spoken with Mr. Donaldson. Mr. Donaldson knows that I'm there. He has
written permission. Mr. Cox, does she have permission to be in the home?
She does not, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Donaldson?
Yes, sir.
He says you don't have permission to be in there.
Your Honor, I actually do have permission. We have email communications back and forth. Mr. Donaldson knows that I'm in the home. We've been in communication with the realtor for the last couple of weeks. She also knows that I'm in the home. There has not been any expressed concerns about me being there. He did say that he was going to write something to allow me to be there. He has not provided that, but he has also not expressed at all any concerns. He comes back and forth to the home to bring the kids, and that's just how we have been we have been living in and living in the home.
What's your motion here for?
To school for him every day.
You're trying to set aside this ex parte order that gives him exclusive use of the home?
Correct. He does not live in the home. He has his own separate home. He has moved out. And there's no reason to have that exclusive use. He filed a second ex parte without fulfilling the first one at all. He was in the home 60 days during the first ex parte, and he did nothing. So really, when you look at it, he had no grounds or a need to file the second one when he already had full access to the home and full authority to move about at his discretion. And so there has been no further disputes between us. He's left a home, and we've been both taking care of the kids, and he brings his son to me in the mornings because he doesn't have means to get them back and forth to school. That's the way that our kids get back and forth to school, and it's their foundational home as well. So it's just not in the best interest of the children, nor has it been a problem with me being there. And again, we have written communication back and forth that Mr. Donaldson does know that I am in the home. We do have emails to support that, sir.
Knows you're there. That doesn't mean he gave you permission, but I'll ask Mr. Cox. Mr. Cox, your response.
Your Honor, thank you. Your Honor, we've tried everything. We've tried ex parte orders. We've gone through.
I've had a hearing.
Certainly, you've had a hearing. The plaintiff has destroyed the garage door twice. She punches holes in the walls. This realtor I have is a very good people manager, and she's tried everything. We just can't get anything. I've got an email from her today, very alarmed, saying that she's concerned that she's not able to sell this home, as it is nearly impossible to have showings. I have 4 showings set for Friday. Mrs. Donaldson said that she has left for a trip out of town and failed to put the key in the lockbox. Your Honor, it just goes on and on and on. I don't want to inundate you that with stuff, but the point is that she just will not allow us to get this house sold, either by destroying it or making it impossible to work with the realtor. The realtor just needs to be able to get this house sold, and we only can do that by having this ex parte order upheld. She has to be removed from the home. We've tried everything to try to get her out of the home, and she files these motions about how she was somehow wronged in the judgment of divorce. Just to kind of demonstrate how irrational this, Your Honor, we entered into an order before the judgment was entered that said, all right, so your 401k, Mr. Donaldson, is worth $103,000. But you, Mr. Donaldson, only have 14 days to tell us in writing what your premarital portion was. And he said it was somewhere between $30,000 or $35,000.
Oh, that 401k stuff supposedly held up the actual entry of the judgment. I don't care about that. It doesn't matter who did it. It only matters that I have in front of me a judgment of divorce that I am going to enforce the 4 corners of that, nothing outside of it. Okay. And that judgment of divorce was entered on August 25 of 2023, stating specifically that the house shall be listed for sale immediately. There's no other way to put it other than it says immediately. We are now in February and it still isn't I know that there have been ex parte orders. I know I had a hearing on it and said it's gotta be done. It was objected to my order. The judge has found on more than one occasion that the house will be turned over to Mr. Donaldson because it can't seem to get sold in any other way. I know there are attorney's fees that are now due that are part of a lien on the house that you're supposed to take her portion of the house, or her portion of the equity for some reason. I understand. Isn't that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ma'am, I don't know what else to do. You're just not abiding by a court order. I mean, I think I should have the police go out and remove you. And a court officer should set all your stuff out on the front lawn.
Well, I don't know what that would do for our children that I take back and forth to school that he does not have means to do. Well, he should care about the welfare of his
I
children.
understand
And he should know.
but I'm enforcing the order. The order. There's
Your
nothing.
Honor,
It doesn't
like you
say
said,
anything
it's
about
been
the kids.
February. It's 4 months past. He was in the house for 60 days and with an ex parte order in place the first time and did nothing. The house did not get on the market until January 30th, 2024. Those are not because of delays of myself.
It's
Your
because
court
you wouldn't
has
get out of the house
documented.
like you were ordered to. You've
No
been
one
ordered out of the
ordered me
house
out
on
of.
more
No
than
one
one
ordered me
occasion.
out of the home, Your Honor.
You've been ordered
We've been
out of the
communicating
house
with the
on more than
realtor.
one occasion.
No, sir. No,
Yes, you
sir.
have.
Mr. Donaldson has emailed me, and we have email documentation that Mr. Donaldson is fully aware and okay with me being in the home. He has worked with me, and we have worked together to say certain things about the home. But he knows and fully aware that I'm there in the home. We communicate about the children, so he has had no issue with me being in that home. These concerns are
We had
more
to
so
get
coming
you
from.
out of the home.
He told me I would be allowed 30 days once the home is sold. The home has not been sold. It just got put on the market less than 2 weeks ago, Your Honor. And it's been over 4 months that they've had to do that with full authority to do it. That has not been on my delay because the court granted them full authority that they have failed to exercise in.
It took us a lot longer because we had to get a bunch of ex parte orders in order to get the realtor to get anything done. And it's
That's
just
not true.
impossible, Your
You
Honor.
had your order from September 26th, and he did not move out until December
Cox,
1st.
what are you seeking today? Because, ma'am, this is the same thing that's been litigated that I started back in, I think it was.
Because it should have never been able to been filed in the first place, and it also should have never been granted because it had no grounds or no
I'm
means
sorry,
to
but I
file
granted
them.
it, then the judge upheld it, the judge did something else to uphold it, and again, and I'm upholding it again. It's a court order. You just don't seem to agree that the court order should be issued because you don't think it should. I'm enforcing a judgment that you signed. You signed it. You agreed to it. At that time, on August 24, you agreed to it. And you agreed to the fact that the house would be immediately listed for sale, and it didn't. All right.
That's
there
not
is
just
nothing I
on
can
me.
get
That's on the
done.
defendant as well.
There is nothing that I can get done, according to Mr. Cox. The realtor is saying I can't even do 4 showings today. Is that
That's
what you
not
have?
true. Your Honor,
It's
they're
absolutely true,
having
Your Honor.
excuses after excuses when they've had
No,
multiple
you had
opportunities.
excuses after excuses why you do not
They
follow
have.
the court order.
They did not enforce the court order. They did not. Mr. Donaldson did not tell
Okay,
me.
then that's what we should do. I should order the police to go out and remove you because then they will follow the court order. Okay, they want you removed from the home, and if that's what you're asking for, just
No, that's not why I would not want to put my children in that position. I would not ask for that. And I don't think Mr. Donaldson would be asking
he
to put his
doesn't
children
want
in
to,
that
but
position.
he's running out
He
of
has
options.
children.
You'll
So
stay
even
there
whatever
until
his
you
personal
just
things are,
decide you're
it's not in the
tired
best
of it.
interest of the children.
Mr.
This is
Cox,
also
what
a
is your relief
family
that you're
related
asking
issue.
for today?
Your Honor, I'm asking that she be removed from the home today. We've got to try to get these 4 showings in. And I'm not trying to add more fuel to
The
the fire here,
showings
Your Honor,
are
but
already scheduled.
I
They're
try
already
not to
scheduled.
interrupt
I've been
you.
in communication
I
with the
just
realtor.
asked
They're
Mr.
already
Cox, ma'am.
and confirmed.
Silence. I'm going to mute you. Mr. Cox.
Your Honor, one of my obligations under the judgment is the child has a disability that provides him with a trust that provides income to the child of $3,600 a month. I haven't even been able to deal with that with the probate judge, as Judge Hillary ordered me to. And she is simply collecting the child's money every month, not working and obstructing the sale of this house. Your Honor, we're at a desperate need here
What
because
does
we
that
need
have to
the
do
house.
with this order while we're here today? First, you're bringing up
And
the
you're
child
bringing
support
up
order
everything
that
under
has
the
nothing.
sun, and that is not
That is
inappropriate. It
related
has
to the
nothing
issues
to do
today.
with it. It is enforcing a
Exactly.
court order. Enforcing a court order. And you're supposed to be out of there. And that is a
court
court
order
order.
also enforced him to do things that he has not done either, that
The
the court has
latest
just put a
order,
blind eye to. He's supposed to pay the portion of my car. He has not done that.
and that
also
isn't what
is a
we're
court
here
order.
for.
It's a
Stop.
court order.
Just mute her. Mr. Cox, I muted her because this is just going nowhere, and it's hit my office and Judge Hillary's office over and over. We've done everything to try and be reasonable, and she just won't do it. Now, I don't know that Mr. Donaldson wants her put out in the street today. I don't know. You know, I'm assuming you're asking for costs for this motion now too.
We are, Your Honor, and it's horrible to say that. I mean, he doesn't want her put on the street, but he knows that we just have no choice. We can't get this house sold. She's going to stop everything that we try to get it sold.
Can you check with your realtor and see today if she can at least get 4 showings in today? Does she have the ability to do that?
We don't have a key to the house to get in the house.
There's no key to the house because Mrs. Donaldson won't give it to her. She said she went on a trip and can't give her the key today, so the 4 showings wouldn't happen.
All right, well, this is her motion to object to the ex parte order. I find her motion to be frivolous. It's the same thing that I have done and Judge Hillary has done on this case since this started. And I think the first hearing was probably back in September 21st. I think at that point her counsel was also there, and there were attempts to do, change things. I don't think an order actually got entered, written order, because of objections and stuff until November. On this matter, there's been an ex parte order for exclusive use and possession, attorney's fees. Plaintiff is not permitted in the house without written permission. Mr. Donaldson, I want you to raise your right hand. Yeah, that would be your other right hand.
Oh,
You solemnly swear from testimony given in this case to be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
All right, put your hand down. Have you given her permission to reside there for some period of time?
Yes, until the house sold. Yes, I did allow. I was giving her permission to stay in there, but with all these back and
How
forth,
recently did you give her that permission?
it was a couple of weeks ago.
And I mean, if you've given her permission to stay there, you've given her permission to stay there. How long?
Well, until the house sold. But it's like she's blocking from the house to get sold. So I have no choice but to say, hey, she got.
Are you revoking your permission then?
Yes.
As of today?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Cox?
If there's any hope that we believe she could demonstrate a single shred of cooperation with the realtor, but she can't. It's impossible.
I know, but right now I'm saying he is entitled to it, but he let her stay there. All right. He just told me, and I believe him because he's under oath and everything. He said he gave permission, but he's revoking it as of today. And that should be put in writing to her from him. And then, I mean, she's learning of it today. Ma'am, I'm probably going to give you like a week to move out because he's revoking his permission today, unless he gives you other written permission.
Can she be ordered to cooperate with the showings, Your Honor?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Yes. Ma'am, you're muted. I can't hear you. I'll unmute you in a minute, but you cannot stop talking when I'm talking or anything, even when I'm doing that. You are ordered to cooperate with the showings that are scheduled for today. You said that they were scheduled. You are ordered to do that. You are ordered to get the keys or availability for those showings today and any other showings that this realtor schedules. You'll give her whatever is necessary to get in and do the appropriate showings. You will not in any way cause damage or something to the house to make it less saleable. I'm denying your motion today regarding your objection to the ex parte order that remains in effect. And as I say, I will give you 7 days to get out of the house unless something else is brought up by Mr. Donaldson and he agrees to some other time or something like that. Mr. Donaldson, I got to tell you this, you can't come in and ask that she be removed and then at the same time give her permission. You either give her permission and you work with her or you don't. And if she doesn't do it, I'm giving 7 days for her to be removed because you've revoked your permission at this point. Anything else, Mr. Cox? I'm gonna, Miss Donaldson, you can unmute and state what you want to. You have to unmute yourself now. We've got it.
All right. Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
I have already been in communication with the realtor. I am not just out of town. I have a sick father, much like the defendant, and I'm out of town. I'm in Cincinnati, and I'm here visiting him. He may not have much longer to be here, so I'm just here seeing him, and and Mr. Donaldson knows that. But I've already spoken and communicated with the realtor in reference to that. The showings that were scheduled for today have already been rescheduled and confirmed for Monday. We've already talked about that and talked through that with the realtor. She is aware of that, and I am also aware. And I did apologize for my error on this one time that did for this particular time. I have offered also to repair the home on more than one occasion. That information is there. I haven't been the one to I've been the one trying to get the home repaired because we can make a lot more money than what's being offered on the home currently. And so I've been trying to work with both Mr. Donaldson and the realtor to at least allow those negotiations to be made, because those are one of the main concerns that a few sellers have. The house is currently on the market. They do have all the photos that were needed that came in. They came into the home. We got it on the market. We just had an open house Sunday, February 1st. So I have been in cooperation. There were 22 people that came through the home, and there were communications after the home. So there has been steps that has been taken that I have cooperated with. They've gotten in the home. I've made sure to keep the home in decent condition and to make sure that it was presentable for the guests. And I am hopeful that Mr. Donaldson will allow for us. I say us because it's me and his children that he would be putting out on the street, not just myself, because this affects the whole family. And I pray that he does give us permission to stay in our home, because it is still our home. I handled all of our affairs for the first 13 years of our relationship, all of our business affairs and personal. And so Mr. Donaldson, he's not a big negotiator. And so he expresses to me that most of what is being done with the home is being told to him what he's doing. He's not really saying, he's never really been that person to take the lead in that. That has always been me. So I have been trying to be at the table to negotiate the best rates for both him and I. And also give options for these people that are going to buy it, because we can make more money. We can make up to $50,000 more money that his realtor has said that we could make. And I'm trying to be able to do that. So we can both put more money in our pockets for ourselves and our children that we both need.
The house must
But I will be in
immediately be
cooperation.
sold. And it must be, it doesn't say anything in the judgment about repairs or anything. It must immediately
Correct.
be sold.
Yeah,
If
it
you
wouldn't
are
stop
going
the
to, if
selling
you are going to
or
talk
delay
to
it.
Mr. Donaldson about something, you're not being prohibited from talking to him or something, but you are prohibited from interfering with the immediate sale of the house. Okay, you can't hold it up because I want to repair the living room.
It wouldn't
That
hold
kind of
anything
stuff.
up. It wouldn't hold it up.
Yes, it would. You
We would
gotta
do it
fix
before
it.
the
So don't give
closing.
me
The
that.
same thing that we've done when we purchased the house.
Ma'am.
Yeah, same. But go ahead.
Well, thank you.
Honorable.
I'm
So go
just
ahead.
telling you that it will hold it up. I know what it does to fix a house. It holds it up. You gotta do the.
It's mine. I already had someone come in and give estimates, but okay. All right.
Jesus. That's going to be the order of the court. She will fully cooperate. Obviously, if she doesn't cooperate with the Monday showings, you can come back and get an immediate order to have her removed. All right. I know you've got them before, but with whatever, because she said she's got it all
Nothing.
set for Monday and everything is set up, okay? And that's her own words to me right here. And if she violates that, I'll use that against her too. And unless you agree, she's to be out next Friday. I will reserve costs for Mr. Cox. You can you'll be able to bill for your time, the amounts and stuff like that. I'll reserve them for right now for this hearing, only because unless stuff goes the way it doesn't seem to be going, there'll be more. And I will grant costs to you at that time, Mr. Cox. That's going to be the order. If Mr. Donaldson and Miss Donaldson want to cooperate and give more time or do whatever, that's fine. But you're here telling me, Mr. Cox, that he wants this done now, doesn't want to make repairs, basically, just wants it done, just sold. Just sold. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, we're just trying
I
to
understand.
allow our realtor to do her job, and Mrs. Donaldson is not allowed to do it thus far. So,
And if the realtor comes in, ma'am, and says you're putting anything in her way, I'll have the police come and remove you. I'm tired. I'm done. So that'll be the order of the court. Anything?
thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good
You'll
weekend.
draft the order, Mr. Cox.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
What did you guys